In this lesson, we're going to talk about mid-segments. So first, with some vocabulary. The first thing that we're going to talk about are bases of a trapezoid. The bases of a trapezoid are the pair of parallel sides of a trapezoid. A coordinate proof is a deductive proof that uses an appropriate coordinate system to prove or disprove a given conjecture. The legs of a trapezoid are the non-parallel sides of a trapezoid. The mid-segment of a trapezoid is the line segment that connects the midpoints of the legs, and the mid-segment of a triangle is the line segment that connects the midpoints of any two of the sides. Trapezoids. They are quadrilaterals that have only one set of parallel lines, and we call those the bases, the lines that are parallel. So for example, this line and this line are parallel, so we would call those the bases. These two lines are parallel, so we would call those the bases as well. The mid-segment of a trapezoid is half the sum of the base. Okay, so M, the mid-segment, equals half times base 1 plus base 2. So for this one right here, we would say M equals 1/2 times 15 plus 25. So M equals 1/2 times 40. Half times 40, right? Just think of half of 40, or 40 divided by 2. So M equals 20. Or in this case, x. X equals 20. For this one, we're looking at it sideways. Remember, the bases are the two parallel sides. So this side right here and this side right here. Now for this one, we are given the mid-segment and one of the bases. So we're wanting to find the other base. So in this one, we're going to put 30 in for M. So 30 equals 1/2 times base 1, we'll say 50, plus x. So 30 equals, and again, we're going to distribute here, okay? 1/2 times 50 is 25 plus x over 2. We're going to subtract 25 from each side. So we get 5 equals x over 2. So remember, x is being divided by 2, so in order to solve this, we're going to multiply by 2. And x is going to equal 10. So we know that this other base is 10. Remember, we can check our work by just doing the opposite here, right? If we say 50 plus 10, that's 60, and we divide it by 2, we get 30. So we know that that's correct. The mid-segment of a triangle is half the length of the corresponding base, and it's parallel to the corresponding base. So for this one, this would be our base right here, and the mid-segment would be half of whatever this triangle is, okay, or whatever this base is. This is the base of this triangle, and this is the mid-segment. See, they're parallel. This is the base of this triangle, and this is the mid-segment. And again, they're both parallel. If we know that the mid-segment is half the length of the corresponding base, then our equation is M equals 1/2 times B, or we can say M equals B over 2. So for this one right here, make sure we always pay attention at what information we're giving. Here we're given the mid-segment, so we want to plug that into M. So we're going to say 22 equals B over 2, and just like the previous problem, we're going to multiply by 2, which gives us 44. So we know that x for this one equals 44. Again, for this one, oh, and this is something I forgot to say earlier. You always want to make sure that when you're given the mid-segment, you have to have these little lines here, okay, that tell you that these sides are congruent. Because remember, the mid-segment is what cuts the lines in half. So here is our point right here. These lines are telling us that this point is cutting these two lines in half because they're equal, and then that this point is doing the same thing. Now we're not saying that these two sides are equal, but we are saying that this side is equal to this side, and this side is equal to this side. So that's really important. If they don't give you this information, then we can't know for sure that this is the midsegment. So again, for this one, we know that this is the midsegment because these two lines are showing that they're equal. So this point here is in the middle. And we're showing that this point is in the middle because these two sides are equal. So on this one, okay, again, m equals b over 2. So we're going to plug in here. Now we are given the base, all right? Here we're given 15. So we would say m equals 15 over 2, which would equal 7.5. So y equals 7.5. For this one, again, we're checking our work to make sure that they're giving us the proper information. Okay, this point right here is dividing these in half. This point right here is dividing these in half. Okay, and then again on this one, we're given the midsegment. So this would be 5.6 equals b over 2. So for this one, we're going to multiply it by 2. So that's going to give us 5.6 times 2 equals 11.2. So we know that b equals 11.2 for this one. Okay, on this one, all right, this one says in triangle ABC, line segment BC equals 6. And we want to know what is the value of DE. Now on this one, we don't have the little lines that tell us they're equal, but we do have the numbers that tell us they're equal. This side is 2.5 and this side's 2.5. This is 3.2 and this is 3.2. So we know that these are that this line is the midsegment because it's dividing both sides in half. So since we know that, now they give us BC, they give us the base. Okay, so now all we have to do is say m equals 6 divided by 2. So m would equal 3. And that is it for triangle midsegment theorem. Okay, make sure if you have any questions at all, submit them to Raise Your Hand, Kmail, send questions to your teacher at their Yahoo IM if you have any questions over this. All right, have a good day.